Hey everyone, welcome to Love to Create by Tanya. Today I have a fun Dollar Tree DIY. We're going to be designing a farmhouse style windmill. I've also taken a repurposed picture and made a charming farmhouse sign. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut down my wire wreath rim. Now I did end up having to cut this down a little bit shorter. And I like to use my rolling pin to just kind of flatten it out. Now we're going to go ahead and measure out our blades for the windmill. These are measuring out 12 inches long and 4 inches wide. And you're going to go ahead and cut these at just a slight angle so they're narrow at the bottom. And now we're going to go ahead and make 7 of these blades. Now you can make this in any shape or size that you want. I just decided to do mine like this for where I was going to use it in my home. This one does measure over 3 feet wide and about 1.5 feet tall. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw a half circle, and this will be for the bottom part of the windmill. And I did cut mine just a little bit bigger than what I had traced out. Now we're going to go ahead and use our popsicle sticks. Just going to straighten up the bottom, and you can see here we're getting everything laid out and ready to glue on. Now we're going to place on our buttons. After you get it arranged the way that you like, you can just glue everything down, or you may want to use your E6000. Now I'm going to go ahead and start out by painting everything with a black chalk paint. And the reason why I'm doing this is I want the darkest color to be my undertone color. And then you'll notice that I start adding my darker gray, and then we'll add the silver metallic and the white or the cream color as the highlights. And I will tell you, a lot of times when you're trying to make things look more realistic, you want to do a lighter side as if the sun was coming down at an angle on one side of the blades all the way across, and then you might want to do your darker paint on the opposite side, and this will give that illusion of a more realistic look. Now you can see I did add the big sticks across the blades for the back support. And I am just going to paint the back of this one black. And it will take a little while for this to dry, so you may even want to use your blow dryer to in between the layers of paint. See, you can see here how I'm highlighting just on like the left side of the blade. And then I want to go back in with maybe a little darker color on the right side, and this will give more of a realistic look. Now I'm going to go ahead and use, this is like a cashew colored chalk paint, And then I'm using just like a rose gold to go over top because I'm trying to build up layers of colors on the buttons to give the illusion of like a bolt or a screw. Now we're going to go ahead and glue on our buttons to represent the bolts. And now I'm going to take a piece of the rope twine and just glue it along the center of each of the blades. And this will represent the wire that would be running across the back. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the wire wreath rim and I'm going to trim this down a little bit just so it'll fit across the back a little better. And I went ahead and attached this with zip ties. And once you feel that it's secure, you can just go ahead and trim off the excess of the zip tie. And then we're going to just touch these up with some of the black and gray and silver paint to help it blend in. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add some of my brown highlights throughout the blades. And you can do this however you like. I'm just building different layers of color to give the realistic look to the blade. And as you can see here, sometimes I like to just get in there and use my hands to rub the paint along the edges and the creases. Now I'm going to go ahead and use some of my Liquitex gloss varnish. And what this will do, it will give just enough gloss to the paint and the foam to help it have the illusion of like the metal. And once this dries, it will tone down just enough that it will make the blades look realistic. And there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and take the little wood picture that I had picked up at Goodwill. I'm going to go ahead and tape off the edges and put a couple layers of the white chalk paint. I also decided to add just a little bit of the cashew paint to the white just to tone it down a little bit. And as you notice there, I had taped my wooden letters from Dollar Tree to the tape to hold them down while I painted those with the black chalk paint. Now we're just going to glue on our farmhouse letters. And I left a little space on the right side so I could put a little wood heart. Now I did go ahead and just touch up my wood a little bit with some of the gray chalk paint. And this is just one of my little repurposed wood hearts. And there we go, a charming farmhouse style spring decor. If you enjoyed this tutorial and would like to see more like this one, please comment below and give me a thumbs up, and I would love it if you're not already subscribed to my channel to please do so. I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.